Today I'm going to share what is one of the only legitimate prop firms, and maybe the only one left based on years of trading and passing and failing challenges continually. It is the 5% prop firm. I recently passed my first challenge with them and then received my first withdrawal, and they did not disappoint like many prop firms do. I will add that my only other contender is FTMO, in which my funded account is currently in drawdown, and so we'll see if they pay out when it recovers. I'll show you how I passed the challenge and then share one very common prop firm issue and how fivers were different. And I'll also provide for free the trading robots I use to pass the challenge, so you can use them yourselves, and I will share an even better funded program, not a prop firm, that you can use comfortably. So let's take a look. I've got the Fivers portal open, and this is the actual challenge. So we can see that this is now disabled because it hit the profit target over $1,000, and we can see a nice steady equity curve making 150 trades. And yeah, I think those results kind of speak for themselves. Have a look at the statistics here. We've got forbidden practices, but generally it's a pretty straightforward program with very limited rules. The hub here, if I just click here, we can see that I've received my first payout. Okay, so what happened was I passed the challenge, got issued my funded account, and I will show you that in a second, but right now I just want to actually show the payout. So I've received this $540. When you withdraw, your options are crypto or bank balance or Rise. I chose Rise, and you can see here there's a $10 come off admin fee, but I've got paid out by the fivers there. So first of all, how did I achieve these consistent results? So let me show you. I used Expert Advisor Studio. Now, for anyone who doesn't know about this software, what this software allows you to do, I've got an example there, but what it allows you to do is it generates strategies. You basically give it an acceptance criteria of the kind of strategies you're looking for. So you can give it all sorts of statistics. You only want a certain daily loss, you only want minimum count of trades, profit factor, and it will then generate very fast many strategies, and it will generate all sorts of combinations of indicators and parameters and stop losses and take profits, and it will only show you the ones that pass your criteria, and then you can put that in for further testing. And so we've got an example one here, and then you can take this and you can perform all kinds of tests. You can do walk forward analysis, you can do Monte Carlo, you can test it on other markets, and you can even test it just simply on different time frames, different pairs that way, different brokers, and you can determine the robustness of the strategy and if you want to trade it. If you do want to trade it, you can then simply export the Expert Advisors as MT4 and MT5 files and just drag them onto your terminal charts, and they start trading. So it's fantastic software, and that's what I used. So I generated a portfolio of several strategies using the methods I've covered in many past videos, and this allowed me to just trade the robots automatically. So I didn't do any manual trading. I just put the robots on and they did all the work. This is prohibited on some prop firms, but Fivers is a very unrestricted firm. They're just looking for consistent real results, as can be seen from their rules. The program I did was the hyper growth one-step program. So you pay your fee and you get the evaluation capital and then the actual next level up. And so what that means is it's a one-stage program. When you're applying for this, for example, the $20,000 account, what will happen is you're actually given instant real capital to trade on, which is half of this amount, and you pay $450, and you're basically paying the risk. So you're only allowed to lose 6% of that, and then you'll get the full account, and you'll get paid your profit split on the initial. Once you hit your 10%, you will get paid your profit split. So you don't need to pass and then continue trading. You just get it straight away. There's some very basic rules here. Anyone who wants to check that out should just check out this link here. They really have very limited rules. Further to the terms and conditions, they lay out very specifically what is prohibited. So arbitrage, and just, that's not real trading. That's just looking for glitches in signals. High frequency trading, that it just will not apply. I mean, only really banks can do that. Bracketing strategies, and around high impact news. And the two that really apply to us is the these ones here. So expert advisors, which scalp the roll overnight, so don't use a strategy like that. And expert advisors from a third party where other traders have the same trade open. Now, I don't typically trade third party EAs on any prop firms, but this tells me that as long as they're unique, that shouldn't be a problem. And so there's no rules here specifically against grid trading or martingale. You can see it's very, very limited in its rules. They're not trying to catch you out and go, but there's this subtle rule, we don't want to pass you. Fivers is known to be very reliable like that. They're just looking for solid, consistent traders. So as I said, this was the hyper growth program that I did. And once the target was achieved, the funded account was quickly issued. This is a breath of fresh air, and many who have watched my previous videos will know that prop firms often just seem to be looking for excuses to create a violation to prevent issuing you with the account. And so the other thing with this is their interests are very much aligned, because you actually start with real capital, and so they don't really make money if they fail you for this program. Now, once the real account was issued, or once the next level of account was issued and I started trading, and basically you're able to withdraw payout every 14 days. That's the rules. And so I instantly started trading, and my $20,000 account was credited with the $540 of balance that, lift from my profit split of passing the actual challenge. So what I did is, as I said, I set it all trading, and I decided, well, I'll take my profits on the 14 days. And so we can have a look here at how my account has been trading since being issued. And so it, unfortunately, as typically happens, went into a small bit of drawdown. This is about, when is it? May 29th. Yes, it's about a month. So it took about a month, and it went into immediate drawdown, and then it recovered back up to a little bit over the original balance, but I already had that 500 sitting waiting. So that's here when I asked for my profit split. And to do that, you just click the withdraw button. All prop firms will require you to close all positions and then request a withdrawal. So that's no different here really, although I didn't actually check that. I just do that as a matter of course. So I clicked the withdrawal button. It instantly said, okay, how do you want the funds? Do you want it in crypto? Do you want it in Rise? Do you want to, I think a bank transfer was an option as well. I just went for Rise, and as I've showed before, and immediately the account on the MT4 terminal was reset down to the 20k, and I was now able to start trading again. There was no downtime in trading. Now this is very rare. I've never seen it. There's always a period of, we'll review your account, and you usually have to wait at least 24 hours before you're actually back up and running again. And this is lost trades, and it's also just inconvenient. You kind of want to get up and trading, and you're waiting. Here you can just withdraw, instantly start trading again, and you're back to business. So it's a very, very refreshing experience for the payout with the Fivers. Very game changing for my experience with prop firms. I've definitely missed many profitable trades in that down period, and it's also just very inconvenient. So with this in mind, I can definitely recommend Fivers as the best prop firm experience I've had. Additionally, if you keep trading profitably with them, they will grow your account and progress you towards a salary. So I'll just quickly show how that works. Pretty much works with all their programs, but you can see here that the hyper growth, it seems like quite a decent entry fee for a small amount of capital to start off with. I should point that out. 450 for 20,000. If you're with FTMO or other ones, often that gets you usually about 100,000. But it has a hyper growth program. So if you are a consistently profitable trader and expect to be over the long term, well then every time you hit a target, so it's 10%, every time you hit a target, you'll get your payout, but the account will also double. And so you can see here we go from 20,000 to 40,000, 80,000. And if you keep hitting, 10%, 10%, 10%, very soon at level 7, you are trading on over $1 million of capital. You're getting a higher profit split. And not only that, but it says here at this stage, you'll actually get a personalized contract. Now, I've seen that it's about $4,000 salary or something. Just keep doing what you're doing on top of that. So, you're working towards something really good with this. And they are clearly looking for consistent traders. So by the way, I regularly create content and I share my strategies. So if you want to get more strategies and EAs for free from me, you can subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss a new upload. And of course, if you like the content, please hit the like button also. If you're looking for a safer funding company than prop firms, I would suggest you check out iFunds. This is an instant funding platform that I use more regularly than prop firms nowadays because I can request my profit split at any moment. Even if I make just $50, I can request the withdrawal. And there's no target, no trading limitations, and just a 10% overall drawdown. You can use any kind of strategy you want, third party, grid martingale, the rules aren't there. It's just don't hit your 10% overall drawdown. The accounts are a bit more expensive compared to prop firms, but there's a real reason for that. There's real trading going on, and I'm sure I can take my money out at any moment. Now, I promise some free EAs. So I will provide the top performer of all the EAs I use to pass this challenge to all users in the download link in the description. And members of the VIP club will have access to the complete portfolio in the portal. For anyone interested in seeing how different the prop firm experience can be, then please check out this video on how I pass an FT UK challenge. Trade safe, and bye for now.